Shabbat Shalom. As we open Sefer Bamidbar, the book of Numbers, we return to the story of the Israelites and their journey through the wilderness. The second half of the Exodus and the entire book of Leviticus went into the details of the Mishkan, the portable sanctuary in the wilderness, and the priestly service within. And now, after the Israelites experienced Torah on Mount Sinai, they are beginning their journey through the wilderness to the promised land. For all of us who are getting ready to approach the holiday of Shavuot through the end of the Omer period and get ready to stand at Sinai, our Torah reading cycle seems to leave us one step behind as the Israelites are now on to the promised land. But if we explore a little bit deeper how they are moving away from the mountain of Sinai, how they are attempting to integrate the revelation of Torah into their journey, we may gain some insight as to the nature of this Torah that we are receiving and how we can open to its gifts. While the Hebrew name for the book, Sefer Bamidbar, the book of the wilderness, is the appropriate title for what lies inside, the other name for it, Sefer Pekudim, the book of Numbers, is an odd title for an entire book. The title refers to the first action that God commanded Moses to do as they were about to head away from their journey from Sinai. He tells them to take a census, to count the Israelites, every male in the family in every tribe, except for the house of Levi. The rabbis open up this idea of counting by noticing how our parsha refers to it. In the first verse, God tells Moses, Se'u et rosh kol edat b'nei Yisrael, lift up the heads of the community of Israel. The act of counting is not just assigning numbers to people, it's about seeing the uniqueness of each one. Lift up the heads of each Israelite so I can see them, so they can be seen, so they can know that they have value. And the actual word for count that is used later in verse 19, poked, has the dual meaning of care or to take note of. So the full verse, Ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe, vayifkedem bamidbar Sinai, can be translated as, and as God commanded Moses, he noticed them with care in the wilderness of Sinai. From this layer of interpretation, we see that the way that the revelation of Torah translates into creating a holy community in the promised land is to see each other's uniqueness, gifts, to be able to see beyond our own ideas of each other and lift each other up. The great 19th century spiritual master, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev, takes this even further. He quotes a tradition that says the soul of Israel is the body of the Torah. The Jewish people are the 600,000 letters of the Torah. Each Jew is one letter of the Torah. This is an amazing idea, that we can find our own unique letter and how it fits into the larger story, the bigger picture, just through reading and studying Torah. Levi Yitzchak teaches that when Moses counted the Israelites, he was actually learning Torah, that each individual is Torah. Let's imagine what it would be like if we lived this transformative insight in our lives. How would we relate to ourselves if we took seriously that our thoughts, our inner experience, our choices, all have the potential to be Torah, all have the ability to reveal insight and holiness if we contemplated ourselves as if we were sacred texts? And what would it be like if we related to our fellows, our loved ones, our community, and people we don't not yet know yet as if they were Torah? In the Mishnah, the rabbis ask, who is wise? And answer, one who learns from every person. Levi Yitzchak then explains why the tribe of Levi was not included in the census. It is this act, in the act of Moses learning the Torah. He comments that while the rest of Israel is the written Torah, the tribe of Levi is the oral Torah. The oral Torah is the rabbi's commentary and interpretation of the written Torah. It's through the oral Torah of the Midrash, of the Talmud, and of all the later commentaries that the written Torah is interpreted to be relevant in each generation. It's one thing for us to relate to ourselves and each other as if we had the sanctity of written Torah. But it's quite another thing to draw new patterns of meaning and interpretation that will yield new insights and then make new choices based on these insights. These new insights are part of the oral Torah. Our own unique gifts and expression is Torah, and our conscious uncovering of meaningful patterns in our own and others' expressions is also Torah. In this way, the revelation of Sinai is ultimately lived when Torah comes off the mountain and is found in ourselves and each other. When we are able to truly invite Torah to come alive in every moment and with every person, we can truly reach the promised land.